Have you ever thought why we forget our childhood memories? If you don't, then let's see why we forget our lives' most precious memories. You spent the first 3 years of your life learning to walk, talk, and survive, and you have absolutely zero memory of it. You don't remember your first steps. You don't remember your first word. You don't remember the face of the person who fed you. It is a complete blank, a void in your timeline. This is childhood amnesia, and for a long time, we misunderstood it. We thought babies just didn't form memories. We thought their brains were too primitive, but that is wrong. Babies form memories every single day. They remember who their parents are. They remember how to play with toys. They remember what foods taste good. If they didn't, they would never learn anything. So where do those memories go? Are they hidden deep in your subconscious, or are they gone forever? Have you ever tried to remember your earliest moment? Most people think of a birthday party, maybe a holiday. Usually around age 3 or 4, but anything before that is a dark room. Some people claim to remember being in the crib. They describe the mobile hanging above them. They describe the pattern on the wallpaper. But studies show these are almost always false memories. They are fabricated from photographs, or built from stories told by their parents. Your brain hates a vacuum. It will invent a past to fill the empty space. But the genuine footage of your infancy is gone. In 1899, Sigmund Freud tried to explain this. He believed we repressed our early memories. He thought infancy was too traumatic to remember. Modern science disagrees. The truth is much stranger than repression. It has to do with how your brain physically grows. When you are born, your brain is a construction site. Neurons are firing wildly. Connections are being made at terrifying speeds. In the first few years, your brain creates over 1 million new neural connections every single second. 1 million, every second. This period is called neurogenesis. It is an explosion of new brain cells, specifically in a region called the hippocampus. The hippocampus is the memory center of the brain. It is the librarian that organizes your experiences. Think of the hippocampus like a notebook. When you are an adult, you write in it carefully. You turn the pages, you index the chapters. But when you are a baby, the notebook is shrinking and expanding at the same time. The pages are being torn out and replaced while you are trying to write on them. In a baby, the librarian is overwhelmed. New neurons are flooding into the hippocampus constantly. And here is the catch. To make room for new neurons, the brain has to break old connections. It literally overwrites itself. What if forgetting isn't a failure, but a requirement? Researchers Paul Frankland and Sheena Josselyn tested this in 2014. They looked at mice. Mice also experienced childhood amnesia. The researchers slowed down the growth of new neurons in infant mice, and something incredible happened. The mice suddenly retained their infant memories. They remembered things they were supposed to forget. Then the researchers did the opposite. They sped up neurogenesis in adult mice, and those adult mice forgot their recent memories. The conclusion was undeniable. The act of growing new brain cells destroys old memories. Your brain wiped its own hard drive. It sacrificed your earliest memories to make room for a bigger brain. But why? Why is a bigger brain so important that we delete our own origin story? The answer is language. Before you can speak, your memories are sensory. They are feelings, shapes, colors, smells. They are not stories, but human beings need stories to survive. We need complex language. We need words to describe the past and predict the future. Around age 3, your brain undergoes a massive shift. It starts wiring itself for language. It builds complex neural networks. These networks are heavy. They require space. They require structure. So the hippocampus clears the board. It sweeps away the fragile sensory memories of infancy. It lays down a new foundation, a foundation built on words. Language changes the very format of memory. It upgrades your operating system. You go from storing raw video files to storing text documents. Text documents are stable. They can be retrieved easily. Raw sensory files degrade. They become corrupted. If you can't put a memory into words, can you even recall it? Psychologist Robin Fivush studied how children talk about the past. She found that children who have complex conversations with their parents retain memories earlier. Language acts like an anchor. It pins the memory in place. Without words, the memory simply drifts away, dissolving back into the ocean of the brain. So your infant memories are not repressed. They are not hiding. They were physically dismantled. The neural pathways that held them were recycled. They were used to build the mind you have today. You traded your first memories for the ability to think. You traded your past for a future. Every word you speak today is built on the ruins of a forgotten memory. Your ability to understand this video comes at a cost, the cost of your first 3 years. And yet those lost years shaped everything about you. The foundation of your entire personality was poured in the dark. You can't remember being a baby, because the person who experienced those things had to be destroyed so that you could exist.